filming.
Hey, it's Mel, and I want to talk to you about a simple mindset trick today that you're going to frickin' love. If you worry, if you're anxious, if constant rumination kind of traps you in your mind, if you're constantly thinking about what you need to do, if you're worried about making a mistake, if you have analysis paralysis, this live stream is for you. So first of all, welcome to New York City. We are in New York City. We just finished the Almost 30 podcast. We're on the book tour for the High Five Habit. Thank you to everybody who is supporting this book. I love you. Thank you for your pre-orders. I'm sort of an unconventional author, and I was a little naive. I did not realize that pre-orders are a really big deal, because if you don't have a lot of them, a lot of big stores don't carry your book, which makes it hard for you to find the book. So I really appreciate your pre-orders. I literally only started talking about this book a week ago, and it is for sale right now, and it is also in bookstores at the end of the month. So your support right now really matters a lot to somebody like me. But that's not why I started this live stream. I wanted to talk to you about a mindset trick, okay? For those of you that don't know me, I struggled with anxiety for literally 30 years. And so do our 3 children. They've all struggled with anxiety at various moments. And my daughter used to have this word for it. It's called the what if loop. That when you get trapped in your mind, you start thinking about what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this goes wrong? What if I fail and somebody critiques me? What if this person judges me? What if that happens? What if they say this and I don't know what to say? What if my friends judge me? What if they think I'm weird? What if they think I'm silly? You can get trapped spinning what if thoughts all the time, okay? And so I want to give you a super simple trick that you can use to interrupt the what if loop. And it comes from both the research that I've done about having a high five attitude and empowering and encouraging yourself. And the reason why having a high five attitude is so important is because when you believe in yourself and your ability to face anything, when you believe in your ability through your attitude and your actions to have a positive impact on anything that you're dealing with in life, that's the secret to success. It doesn't remove the obstacles. It doesn't change the circumstances that you're dealing with. It changes you and your ability to face those circumstances and tap into the resilience and the courage and the confidence and the strength that is in you that is waiting to help you. That's what a high five attitude is. It's realistic optimism. Okay, there's a gentleman walking in front of our car. Okay. So I was talking with Jenny, who's got her camera aimed at me. Jenny Maloney, if you need a phenomenal photographer. Hussein, who is my favorite person, sorry, Tev, to drive. And our COO and my fabulous sister-in-law, Christine. So we were sitting here talking. Jenny literally decided 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about a month ago.
That where she was living was sucking her soul dry.
Mm-hmm.
She'd been thinking about it and thinking about it. How many of you have been thinking about, is this the right place for me to live? Should I move? Should I try somewhere new? Even if it's just like, I don't like this apartment or this neighborhood or my roommates. Have you experienced this? I have been experiencing this for 5 years. Every time I would take off and land in a new city, I would allow my mind to wander. Could I live here? Could I live here? Is it Austin, Texas? Is it San Diego? Is it Nashville? Is it Portland, Maine? I even considered Portland, Maine.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool. So she literally decided 4 weeks ago to honor that feeling inside of her. And the second that you started honoring that feeling, like, maybe I should move, even though my family lives here, even though people are going to be upset, maybe we need a change. When you feel depleted, when you feel like every morning you wake up and you don't want to high five your life, that's a fucking signal. That means you gotta dig deep and figure out what you really want. And you gotta do some soul searching, and you gotta find your strength and your courage to face and be honest with yourself about what's not working and make a change. So that's exactly what Jenny did. But when you start to get honest with yourself that you're not happy with your life, any aspect of it, you don't want to high five that relationship. You don't want to high five your friend group. You don't want to high five where you live. You don't want to high five that job. That's when the shitstorm kicks in your mind. Because then you go, well, what if I'm wrong? And what if I don't have new friends? And what if it doesn't work? And what if this? And what if that? And what if the other thing? What if I don't sell my house? What if my kids don't like the new school? What if there's some other things that you had about it?
What if I don't find somewhere to live? What if my house doesn't sell? What if I'm making a big mistake?
Yeah, what if I'm making a big mistake?
And I was terrified.
Terrified.
And I thought that was my gut trying to tell me something, but no, any big change is freaking terrifying.
Yes, terrifying. Just expect that, okay? So if you don't high five your life right now, that's all the sign that you need to change. Then your mind is going to kick into what if mode to keep you paralyzed where you are, because your mind does not want you to change. It thinks change is scary. This is where you're going to use this little high five attitude flip. And I'm going to let Jenny tell it to you. What is the flip? Just tell them what that flip is. Instead of going, what if this is a mistake? What if this goes wrong? What if it doesn't work out? What do you say instead?
What if everything does work out?
What if everything works out?
I know it's so simple, but it's so profound.
What? Can you imagine if you went through life thinking, what if it works out for me? What if I make this big change and I actually love my new life? What if I start exercising and I love it? What if I decide to move and it all works out for me? What if I start this side business and it works out? Imagine placing a bet on yourself. That is how you have a high five attitude. You place a bet on yourself, on your dreams, on what you want, and it can be as simple as swatting away that bullshit. What if it fails? What if it doesn't work? What if my friends judge me? What if I'm unhappy? Look, there are very few things that are... I know, I'm really red. It's because I'm sort of having a hot flash right now. I keep it very real. There's no filter that I can have. I'm 53 years old. This is the kind of shit that happens to me. But what if, all those what ifs, you don't know if they're true or not. Are they serving you? What if it doesn't work? What if that? What if the other thing? What if, ooh, scaredy cat, paralyzed? Do you like that? How about you flip it? How about you get a high five attitude on? What if it all works out for me? What if it's hard in the beginning? And then a month from now, I look up and go, holy shit, this was the best decision I ever made. What if quitting your job is the scariest thing, but it all works out for you? What if ending that toxic relationship makes you feel scared and you dread being alone again? But what if 2 months from now, when you invest in building back a relationship with yourself, you can look in the mirror and you go, wow, it's all working out for me. That was exactly what needed to happen. What if the heartbreak that you're dealing with or the pain that you're dealing with, what if it's all just a dot on the map of your life connecting you to something amazing? What if it's preparing you for something? What if it all works out for you? You know, betting against yourself makes you feel miserable. Staying in situations that you don't want to high five, that make you feel depleted, it's the reason why you're not happy and fulfilled. I want you to start putting a bet on you, on your intuition, on your happiness, on what your heart and soul are screaming at you to do. If you can't high five every aspect of your life, I want you to stand in front of that mirror and start to get honest with yourself. I want you to get a piece of paper out and put a pen in your hand and start writing down, what the fuck do you want? What does a high five life look like to you? And you know what's interesting about using the term a high five life? You know exactly what that means. I don't even have to explain it. It's a life where every day, even on the hard days, you still want to wake up and high five what's happening. You're still waking up surrounded by people and playing a game that's worth playing to you. It's personal to you. And I'm here to tell you, you start to develop the daily habits of encouraging yourself. What if it all works out? What if this is actually the best decision I've ever made? What if it's really difficult and going through this is going to make me a better version of myself? What if 6 months from now, after I make this change, I'm going to look in the mirror and it's not that you're not going to recognize yourself. You ready? You're actually going to recognize yourself. The you that's in there, the one that you're ignoring and criticizing. What if it all works out for you? That's my message for you today. I want you to take on that high five attitude. What if it all works out for you? I'm sitting here high-fiving you every step of the way because I believe that something amazing is happening in your life. I sense something extraordinary is about to happen for you. And when you start to leverage a high five attitude, what if it works out? What if this is the best decision I've ever made? A really difficult one, but what if this is the best decision I've ever made? You know, I love to say that you're one decision away from a different life. So make the decision away to swat away those negative thoughts and bring up that high five attitude. What if it all works out for me? Believe. Anchor down in hope and optimism and faith and in celebration of yourself and your ability to pivot your life anytime you choose. That's what's available to you. The second you decide to just get that negative shit out of your mind and adopt that high five attitude, because I do believe that I sense something incredible, extraordinary is going to happen for you. But first, you got to start to say, what if it works out for me? What if this is the best decision I've ever made? What if I place a bet on myself for a change? Wouldn't that be cool? I think it would be. For those of you that have already bought the High Five Habit, thank you so much. For those of you who haven't, your pre-orders would mean the world to me. And as a high five back, I'm going to give you 3 amazing gifts that are worth thousands of dollars. Literally, you get an immediate course on your morning and the science of developing a really powerful morning routine so you can wake up and high five yourself and have a high five life. I'm also inviting you and giving you a free ticket to a 2.5-hour masterclass on the science involved in this book and taking control of your life and beating self-doubt and creating habits that will help you build a high five life, which is a life that you wake up and feel like you want a high five. And you're also pre-registered in this amazing challenge called the High Five Challenge. We're going to get millions of people to wake up the first week of October and begin their day with a high five in the mirror. 5 mornings in a row. And that's the secret, everybody. When you first start to change, it feels weird and scary. When you stand before a mirror and you do what I'm asking you to do, high five that reflection, send yourself into the day with a high five attitude, it's going to feel weird. That's because of all the what ifs and the resistance that you feel. Do it anyway. Just do it for 5 days and you'll be shocked at what changes, because what changes is you. And by the way, I'm going to put into this thing right here. Here is the website, highfivehabit.com. Please, wherever you are in the world, go register your receipt, whether you buy the ebook, you buy the English version or any of the 22 languages it's being published in, or you buy the audiobook, which is going to knock your fucking socks off, from Audible. Upload that receipt, and I will have 3 amazing gifts in your inbox for you as a thank you from me to you. We're going to have an extraordinary September and October. I do believe, I sense, I know something extraordinary is happening for you. I know it. And now it's time for you to know it and to believe it. Thank you in Iran, pre-ordering the book. I really, really, really appreciate your support. You know, I got some news yesterday that some of the big retail stores are not going to carry the book because I'm not a known author. And I guess the reason that's happening is I haven't been selling the book. It's coming out in 3 weeks, so I've only just started. I didn't realize pre-orders actually matter a lot. And being an unconventional and sort of an unknown author, I guess according to mass media, I'm a bit of an underdog. And so I can't tell you how much it means to me to have you guys buying up the book. Buy it at your independent bookstores. Buy it at Barnes & Noble. They're carrying it. So's Amazon. So's Audible. So are the indie stores. Support the Black and minority-owned bookstores. Grab your copies, please. And then get on over to highfivehabit.com and upload your receipt and get a bunch of free gifts from me as bonuses. I really appreciate you. Now. Oh, and thank you. I see Janal Avik. We got you. I love that you guys got me. Because it's really a lot to put yourself out there. But you know what? What if it all works out for me? What if getting rejection and having people say they're not carrying the book in these big stores, what if that is actually something that's meant to happen? What if it just makes me double down on the impact I want to make? In fact, there was an email that we got this morning. I wish I could pull it up. It's so profound. I think if I go off my thing, but literally we got an email this morning from a woman named Julie who said that the newsletter that I send out that hit her inbox yesterday, that just yesterday she had been literally at a crazy low moment in her life and was thinking about just throwing in the towel, as in, why even bother living? Why? Like, when you've had the shittiest 18 months of your life, why keep going on? I'll tell you why. Because there's something extraordinary, I sense that's coming for you. And she said that it was the things that I wrote about in this newsletter. And if you're not on the list, just go to melrobbins.com/newsletter. It's free. I don't get it out that regularly, so, with the ADHD and the dyslexia, that's a little bit of a challenge. But she wrote that it was exactly what she needed to hear, to feel affirmed, and to feel a sense of confidence and optimism again. That even though life is hard right now, she's got it within her to face this and to move forward. And so do you. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the High Five Habit together. We're going to make a fucking avalanche happen of positivity, of empowerment, of high-fiving each other and ourselves. And it's going to change people's lives. And with your support, you're changing people's lives. And it starts by you changing your own. Your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship you got. So please, take on a high five attitude today. What if it works out? What if this is the best decision I've ever made? What if something extraordinary is in fact happening? I believe it's true. Now it's your turn to believe it's true. I love you. High five.